think I should be live, just running a voice check here. But welcome to the live stream. I hope everybody knows that you can join us up on our Discord down below. Today we are going to be talking about Mautic, and that is a growth hacking tool that I use for email campaigns, specifically when I'm working with like an ICO or some type of project. Just give me 1 second here while I check up on the live stream and maybe some of make sure everybody can hear me all right. Testing. Should be coming through all right. Okay, cool. So if anybody's on board in the chat, just let me know. We're going to go step by step on how to download this open source software and then deploy it via AWS, which should be pretty cool. Basic knowledge would be pretty good on the command line, but you don't really need it because I'm going to go step by step through the whole thing, and we'll see what comes up of it. I see I got 2 people watching the stream right now. It's pretty exciting. So just ping me in the chat, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button so you guys can follow along. So really just kind of a rundown. We'll just start with what Mautic is. Mautic is essentially like an all-in-one tool for marketing, and it handles everything from the basic like catch pages, landing pages, campaigns, some logic. You can hook up webhooks to it. You can tie it in, so like if you have an event triggered somewhere, it can submit the email to this actual platform, and you can create these emails and generate drip and broadcast campaigns, or maybe some specifics as far as like creating like a modular email where you have some dynamic content, which is really cool. So there are some serious benefits to it, but one of the best is if you check out Mautic.org, is like its ability to actually spin up landing pages. I actually have an instance of Mautic that I can bring up for you that I have installed for me, and I've installed the actual HTTPS on it, and created a subdomain. So for my site, forkblock.com, I created a subdomain for https info.forkblock.com, and now you can host things like anything from the emails that you're creating. So if I wanted to create a an opt-in email, or maybe one of these welcome emails, which is pretty cool. I'll just show you what it can do here, and let's just go to the builder and let's just watch one of our template emails. So this is just essentially like letting somebody know that they signed up. It'll automate this and send it out, and then you link it with something like Amazon SES, which is a simple email service, and then that can really give you a lot of scalability. So one of the questions I get asked often is like, why not go with MailChimp? Well, one of the reasons is a self-hosted solution like this is a lot less expensive longer term. So specifically when you're talking about scalability, your deliverability rates increase when you're using something like SES and have a verification through DKIM, which is like basically in the back end, like on your DNS server. You're going to mark your DKIM, you're going to put a signature in that. That way they know when your domain is signing that email and sending it out, it's coming from you, and that increases your deliverability rate. It prevents bounces. It does a lot of different things, and you can get really complicated with this, or you can do basic stuff with it. But really, I enjoy Mautic, particularly one of its best features, and obviously the email spin up, and you can do it via HTML. You can actually do, hold on 1 second, let me check here. You can also do like landing pages. So you can really, in a matter of seconds, like create a whole site out of Mautic, which is really cool. It's not like WordPress or anything else. It's very drag and drop. There's not like a lot of plugins or anything. If you really wanted to host your site on Mautic, you can. I believe it's based on Joomla. And then there were a couple marketers out there that wanted to fork the code, and I want to make sure this isn't too loud. Can't hear myself. Let me just double check here. I had an audio issue the other day, so I want to make sure it's all right. Okay, it's a little loud on the music. There you go. That's probably a little bit better. Okay, so continuing on here, just kind of showing you how you can do drag and drops. You can do forms on it. You could. It's not going to be the greatest looking website in the world unless you static code it in HTML. But let's just select a template here and let's just go in and I can just show you what it looks like. So obviously off the bat, this is the blank one. I didn't select the one that I wanted. Okay. Builder, let's check out. So we just have this basic landing page just built in here and we can drag images in. It's very drag and drop. It's not the most ideal, but it is great for marketing. So you don't actually need a very complex landing page. Let me show you an example of one that I made for a project I was part of called Coinvention. I actually copied the HTML over because I made it. And you can get pretty advanced because it is HTML. You can serve it up. So we had a number of sponsors at this event. It scales it up. You can do something like this. And then Mautic will actually track them. And this is another interesting feature. It's going to keep track of all the different things that the people that are signing up are doing. So for instance, if you have a specific campaign, you want very static, or you want very pertinent analytics, you can set up different signatures, different keys, things like this, and be able to see the exact path that somebody's going down. So if I click on your site, I am then awarded a unique token. Mautic will then track you and see what you're doing. And you can insert their pixel image on a lot of different sites and get data from that same user moving forward. This is important for UX, UI, user journeys, things that you're trying to do and really pertaining to marketing component, trying to get your conversion rates up, giving the end user real good experience. These are all important issues in marketing when you're considering building out a campaign. You also want to know that those conversion numbers and your cost per impression. You can get all that together with Mautic. It's really great. And you can have unique landing pages without editing your primary site, which tends to be, something that you've put a lot of time into, your brand image. You can create these one-off pages that are very specific and focused. There are softwares like Lead Pages. I think MailChimp does some of this, but it is expensive. It does get difficult, particularly like if you're a developer like me and I want to tie in some extra functionality. They're not always supported on these different platforms. And if you're really dynamic thinker and you like building bots and creating webhooks and maybe trying to make that experience just a little bit better, this is where Mautic really shines because it is open source. You can edit the code directly and make it do something that isn't otherwise capable somewhere else. So with that being said, how do we spin this up? Well, that's pretty easy. This is just open source code, so you can host your own server and put it on there, and then it's going to work. And one of the best ways to do this is actually with the AWS suite, but Bitnami. Bitnami has a great supported open source code version of Mautic where you can actually spin it up, copy it, and paste it. And make as many as you want. So say you had 7 sites, you wanted to implement this across all of them in the same way, you can actually copy that exact code and put it everywhere else. To do that, we would have to find the AWS Marketplace version of Mautic certified by Bitnami. Okay, so a quick Google search of this, if you said Mautic certified by Bitnami, it's going to be this.
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that yet.
So my Google just fired up. This Mautic certified by Bitnami, you're going to look for the AWS Marketplace one, as you can see here. This one says AWS Marketplace, Mautic certified by Bitnami. That's the one that we're going to go with, and that's where I'm at right now. Now I'm logged into my AWS account. You can find out how to create an AWS account. You can actually use a lot of these instances for free in their free tier, although it likely won't be free longer term. You can also do this on Google Cloud. There are some port issues with Google as far as communicating email messages. That's a whole nother topic for a different time. I've found that I like AWS for this because I've learned how to work with it. I used to be a Google Cloud guy. Now I'm more on the AWS front. One, because they have the free tier where you can spin up as many things as you want. And the other is simply because Google got confusing at times. So I do like Google's UI, though, a lot better than AWS's. Google Cloud has some really great UI. Anybody that's watching the stream right now, just pop in any questions that you have. I'm going to try and do my best to monitor all of them. I'm checking out Periscope right now. It looks like we got a couple people watching here. Say hi. Nice to meet all you. We're on Twitch, we're on Facebook, we're on a couple different places. So we have a multi-streaming service going. And I have to monitor all of them at once. I gotta find a better way to do all this. Okay. Alright. So let's just continue to configuration. I clicked, launch it. I'm gonna go with their basic recommendations here. We're going in the East-North server in Virginia there. Continue to launch. Here you go. Let's just go on. Okay. Instance type. I want to go micro. That's a free tier. Eligible. I'm going to create a new security group. So we're going to name this one Fork Live. I'm not going to share all these keys with you, but I'm not going to go into the configuration with PEMs either, probably because I don't want to leave everybody privy. So this is spinning up right now. We can actually go here. We can check out what our configuration is. Everybody can see my IP, obviously. EC2 console. Okay, so let's check out the EC2 console instance. This is the one that it is. I'm going to name it. I'm going to name this Fork Live. This, it is still initializing, and I'm not going to show you guys, but you can basically, I'm going to pull this off screen to do this, but in your instance settings, you're going to get the system log to log into it. And you can see that right here. I would click that to get my login details, and usually it's like user Ubuntu with a certain password. I can actually log into this with my Linux live stream PEM, which I've set up for one of my live streaming servers. There's a lot of things you can do with it. It's really cool. So let's get the system log. Oops, no, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Let's just go in here. Let's get, give me 1 second. See if it's spun up yet. Okay. Now, you can see that this is spun up already. I'm going to show you. So now that I've spun this up, you can see this is a Bitnami instance. This is right here. This is exactly what we want to do. So we'd have a username and email to log in here. That is all available on the system log. So I'm going to get that system log actually, and we're going to log in. We don't actually need to do any type of special config because this is ready right out of the box. So I'm not going to go into maybe some of the command line stuff today, but essentially it's that easy. You already have Mautic set up. Now there's just a couple different configuration issues. So you're going to want to set up like maybe a simple email service account and verify that through AWS, which is fairly easy. There's a lot of instructions online on exactly how you could do that. But moving forward here, basically it's like you just strictly log into it. and you should be able to go right in and start setting this up right off the bat. You don't even need to give it a domain name. You could run it off this IP. People can access it. You guys would be able to see it too if you go to this 35173.127.79. You'd be able to see that server. I'm checking to see if anybody else is following along with me right now. If any questions? If anybody has any questions, definitely just ask them in the live stream. I'm monitoring that right now. Also, if you follow on Twitch, it'll do some cool stuff, I think. I wired it up to make it do cool things. So definitely hit that subscribe button on Twitch. It should pop some awesome like triggered I don't know how to say it. It's like an emote. It'll do something if you subscribe. So pop your name up, you'll get a shout out. I'm looking for my credentials right now in Bitnami, so give me 1 second. AWS. Yeah, so hold on, I'm pulling it up. Sign back in. Get my data. Go to my EC2 cluster. You can do this all through AWS as well, but I'm just trying to find out what my data information is. Hold on. Okay, fork live. Let's see what we got. Settings, get system log. Definitely join up the Discord too. I can actually show you guys that. Hold on. There is a link for the Discord right here, as you can see. Transaction back in, but I'll put that up for you. Let's do the text. Hold on. Join Discord. Let me just get that up here. I'll give you guys that link. You can always ask questions and stuff in the Discord live stream. That's a little bit easier for me to monitor. I'll get to it a lot quicker. But hold on. Let's existing this one. And put that down here. Okay, let's see what we got. Oops, delete. My user credentials. Like I showed you before, you'd click that. So the login's always user, and then there's a password when you do it this method. So I have that password copied, and I'm gonna just log in user. And I got that password in there. Looks like way too many characters, actually. Let me just copy this up. Let me see if it works. Yeah, it's working. That was not it. There you go. So you get your credentials by checking that system log, and if you scroll down, it's gonna say like users, you log in, and you're gonna be good to go. It's raw right out of the gate. It doesn't have a lot of stuff in it. It's gonna say, you know, you can update it. It's not that big of a deal because you just spun it up. You can do an image shot on AWS, so you always have this as a backup. But it's like I mentioned, this tool's super effective for email marketing, and you'll see why as we go through this tutorial a little bit more. I gotta get that API built out. I think somebody followed me on Periscope, but it should give you on Twitch if you're watching, and that's just twitch.tv/forkblock. If you're watching on that and you subscribe to the channel, it's gonna drop some cool stuff going on. So, okay, so now that our Mautic is updated, we can go in here. And what you would do is in configuration to get this thing running and email capable, the first thing that you're gonna want to do is get an SES account with Amazon, and that stands for Simple Email Service. And when you do that, it's going to give you a login and a key, right? So let's go down here. You can set up all of this info very easily. Basically, email settings is where you don't want to go to get this set up. So you can do PHP mail. We can probably stick with that. Let's see if it can send me Adam at Forkblock. Okay. Transition. There you go. There's our Discord. It's on the bottom. Bam, right there. Yeah, so let's just see if this works. And I got an email. Let's see if it worked. Okay, I'm gonna pop open my MailSpring account here. I'm gonna check it before. And this is how you'd spin up a new email. It's very easy. Template email. You just go with that. Send this one. So it looks good. Test. If you went to this right now, that URL, you'd be able to see it. Let's go and save and close. And let's see if we can send an example. And I'm gonna check the Gmail account. May not work just because it's coming from a server, but essentially what you would do is set up your Simple Email Service account, and then, like I mentioned, you're going to go to email settings and then click the service to send it through. You'd send it through Amazon SES, right? I'm not gonna you test the connection, make sure it is, but you basically set up the SES host and email it out, and then your email would come through just like that. Now for the other portion of it, you can find out how to do the SES stuff. By the way, if you just do a quick Google search on setting up an SES account through Amazon AWS, you should know exactly how to do it. You can also use other email services like Gmail, Mandrill, SMTP server. You can set it up basically any way you want. SendMail, there's tons of different options on here that you'd be able to hook it up to. And this is just going to serve as like a management tool for all of your emails. So now next step that you do is going through the components section, or I'm sorry, the channel section, no components, landing pages. If you wanted to create some type of landing page for your email marketing, so say we have a campaign and it's really focused on AdWords that hit a certain type of word, and you want this page to be tailored to that, you'd go in here, select your template that you'd want to use. You can actually do this through HTML too, or HTML as well. And what you would do there is literally hard coding the page. So you can actually go to find Bootstrap templates, get Bootstrap. Just see what we got. Let's make a quick Bootstrap site real quick. I'm gonna delete all this HTML out. Actually, except for the head, the body head. I don't believe I need any of that. Great. Okay, cool. And then we can actually just go grab a nav bar template off the Bootstrap docs. I guess this is kind of a Bootstrap tutorial too, so I didn't even really mean for it to happen. But this is this Bootstrap CDN. If you just go to getting started under Bootstrap, it's going to give you the latest version, and then you can upload that in. So let's just go to let's see what we got. I want to get some examples. This looks pretty cool. Let's just see what we got here. Yeah, this looks perfect. We can make a killer site in about 5 minutes. Just go in here, just delete all this. See what happens. Okay. Oh, whoops. Let's go in here. Let's do some code editing. See, it's all pretty now. The assets that are in here are not ideal. So what you have to do then is take out, let's just see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Okay, cool. So if we wanted to change this up, what we can do is just find and replace and just make this thing identical. Let's go here. Actually, delete all that. Probably delete all this too. Just make it cool. Flexbox.js, don't need any of that. Okay. Okay. Anybody on live, talk to me too. I can show you how to do this real quick. This is gonna be like a very easy way to build like a very modern website very quickly. So like, let's just go here and let's find ... and just go through and replace the URL. And this should work. I haven't tried it yet, but I would assume it does. So let's see. Okay, let's go to the CSS. Let's see if this works. Okay, let's see if this works. Looks like it's changing a little bit. Okay. Now let's change this assets. Try some Jake remove. Let's go ahead and do that. Just go through here. Let's try that again. Because that doesn't seem to be the right URL. But we can just do... We can just go through the body here. Okay, let's copy that. I see IDK LOL Enjoy posted something, but it looks like Nightbot took away from your links. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I know you're trying to share. Let's see what we got. Okay, so head and there. Okay, so we don't have an image. Let's see what the image is. Body. HTML. Let's format this code. Okay, so we got like a little site here. Let's see what else we got. Let's see how it shows up. I'm just gonna upload something. Let's copy this link. It should be, okay, where did that happen? There you go, there it is. All right, let's see if we can serve this up as a background. Monitor, see if anybody's talking to me. MEG Few, nice to have you join up. Let's see what we got. All right, moving on here. We have a cover photo that's not working, right? So what we have to do is go to this JS right here is not ideal. So we're trying to pull it from, maybe it's just Git Bootstrap. Let's see if that works. I'm trying to basically clone a site, and I shouldn't be. I should be hosting these images natively, but I'm trying to do it as fast as possible. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Let's see what we got. I wonder where that background is. It's probably a CSS file that I don't have loaded in. I'm trying to figure it out. It's literally just the endpoint here isn't right, but you get the picture. So, like, you know, all this stuff should work. we can actually get the whole theme and host it and then import the JavaScript, just like I did on the other one, but that's basically how you do it. So apply, close, and you'd have like basically a full web page. So you can copy, basically you could download this template if we wanted to. You just go here and maybe download, git clone it probably as well if you wanted to. But there's some type of error for the pathway that I'm pulling in. Let's see the nav bars. Let's see what we got there. Maybe we could import one of those. You can just pull different things in here, so let's just see how that works. Let's go here. At the end. See that work? Oh, yep. See, but it's just static HTML. Now we loaded Bootstrap in, so we could pull like some type of basic site, upload our own images, and make it work. So it's all working right. It's just a matter of the images that they have sourced and the JavaScript customization that they had. You can actually do that through Mautic as well. So let's just apply that. Let's go to Media Manager. So there's JS in here too, JavaScript. You can host the JavaScript functions and everything that you want actually within Mautic as well. So if you wanted to get a little bit more fancy with your landing page, you really could. As far as complexity, it's not really built to do a full site, right? It's more. It probably could if you wanted to make it work, but realistically, what you're using this for is like a quick template landing page, and then you're gonna load in these JavaScript and everything that you need to create that page, or just you could literally select a template and then just start there and drag and drop it in. So like, let's just delete everything we just did. Let's go to Builder, and we just wanted a form. You'd create the form within Mautic and then place it. So what that looks like, you just customize out what you want done. Components, create a form, and then import it. So you make a form. What do you want to collect from your person? Name it form. You can have fields in it. Add a new field, checkbox group. Hi, configure it. Whatever you want to do. Add. You'd probably do just an email submission, would be a little bit better. But now I got a form. It's called Form 1. The form ID is just going to be Form 1, and we can find that out. So Form ID, ID 1. Okay, great. It's called Form. We wanted to integrate that form right into our landing page. We would just go to Components, go to landing page, new landing page. Just set up one. Here you go. And why not? Change his logo out. Let's replace it with something a little bit more awesome. Now we'll go with black full block. There we go. Change his background image now. There you go. Place this one here. So let's grab a form. Where is it? Where is it here? That's some of the dynamic content I was talking about too. So I think what you do is, oh yeah, okay. Let's go. Boom. There's our form. Submit. Get out all this stuff in that basic drag and drop way. But now you have a fully functioning website within Mautic that you could just customize. I'm not going to spend a ton of time doing it, but it's really easy to be able to build that out and then have this massive email marketing campaign where you can just hit everybody. Now, what does that look like? Well, this is where it gets a little bit more complicated, right? Just a quick rundown. You can set up triggers and stuff. So basically the way Mautic works is it's going to store any type of form submissions or any type of webhooks or anybody you insert. So say you already have a ton of email people, you can create segments of like who they are. For instance, like if I want to create a segment and say, you know, people who bought X. Save that. You get a segment, right? So let's go create a campaign now. So I have a segment, I have a campaign. I want to create a campaign. We're going to name this random. We're going to launch this campaign builder. We can get in here, and what we can actually do, we've got some people joining. So Wiki, Agori, what's up? Everybody showing me hearts on Periscope there. I see you. How you doing? Then on YouTube, we got some people. Looks like on Facebook too. I'm trying to go through here real quick. Just check everybody. Anybody on Twitch, definitely don't forget to subscribe. Join the Discord. Links right over there. And then keep going. So campaign, very simple. Say you paid for advertising and now you have that website built up and you have your form. And you want it to go straight into email marketing mode as soon as they submit that form. Well, that's no problem. We just choose that form that we built into that website. And when they built it out, now we have a decision tree. We could have this trigger something when the form is submitted. So if the form is submitted, you can have it check the email and see whether it's a legit email. You could have it match condition. Is it somebody in the database? You could have to do a lot of things. But let's just get simple here. Say we want to just send them an email. So if they submit a form, I just want to send an email. This is a text. I spelled that wrong. Send email to subscriber. Okay, cool. And then what we can do is add that. And then if that, we're just going to use the same page that we have. We'll say if, actually that's not the right one. He has a valid email address. Send another email. Now you could have him send another email. And then you could have action. If person, what do we got going on here? We got some people joining up the Discord. Anyways, if you send an email, let's just have an action. Let's say after you send that email, we had a second page, but we'll just use the page that we have. You could have it modify a contact. You could have it send a webhook. You could have it trigger that so it does something else. So for instance, they're in your Discord or whatever, and they submit a form and they give you your Discord username. You could tie it in and actually have it do some cool stuff there. We could send a webhook to do that. We could also actually decision. So say they visited that page that we made, right? Check to see if visited our page. You could have it check anything, but let's just say limit to the pages, limit to that A1 page we made, and then add it. And now if he did, we can take an action or set a condition. So we could send another email even. You could send a webhook. We could send an email to a specific person to reach out. Depending on how data driven what you're trying to do with it, you can really automate a lot of your marketing stuff very quickly and make this very rapid, scalable. The one issue you're going to run into is PHP memory limits. This is why I take issue with PHP. PHP is the PHP that runs Mautic is very robust, right? If you're processing thousands of emails or thousands of jobs, you may get locked up. So you don't want to spin it up on a T2 micro instance, or you want to upgrade it if you run into this problem. You also want to increase the PHP memory limit so that you can scale massively. So you could have 20,000 emails. That's probably one of the biggest downfalls of Mautic. But that being said, it still works great. You can set up system queues. You can have multiple instances running. You can do all kinds of things with this. And this is just really within your head what you want to do. But if you really need a solid marketing campaign, management software, Mautic's like probably the best thing. So this is just like basically, let's just have it send another email send. This is a test again. And you obviously customize 6 emails out and create a drip campaign. You can do that as well with HTML, so you can create really great looking email themes. Let's just check out what that actually looks like real quick. I'll show you mine. I'll show you some emails that I got here, and you can tell me if you like them or not. So let's just go to I got a little bit crazy and put a SSL on it. If anybody has any questions about how to do that, maybe we can do it. It's just a matter of demand, and if people want to check that out. So we have a bunch of content. I'm not going to show you those emails, but what we can do is show you the email. So let's go to the emails. So I started actually setting up my welcome email, which I showed you guys already, but that's here. Right? That's just a welcome. And I want people to be able to join my Discord. So as soon as they fill out a form or they submit an email with a webhook that I triggered via some other software, so like if you're registering for one of our hackathons or something like that, you're going to get placed into essentially what is this email marketing software that I manage, right? And I want to stay in tune and give good content and stay engaged with the people that we're using. So this is going to automate and send it out. And I'm going to try and track the steps to make sure that we're not bothering people. We want to make sure we're monitoring things properly, that they can unsubscribe, things like that. But it's really important that we get pertinent content, because if we're writing about something you guys really like, I really want to be able to scale. We're going to keep in touch with everybody, and we're building this out right now. But I figured it'd be cool to hop on a live stream and explain it. So that's just one of the emails, and that's all done with HTML. And then let's go to this one you might like a lot. So let's just check this one out. I spend a lot of time on my emails. You don't really have to, but so like we have, something that's pretty cool here. It's asking people to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So you have these different steps that you're engaging with people. That way it's just not overly tasking, right? And the benefit to this is really like if you create essentially some awesome type of campaign where you're walking people through what you're trying to get to, and then you can really convey your vision and your message. You can set up a newsletter. You can set up broadcast announcements as something goes on. Like I know that we have a bunch of emails and we haven't announced where the rally event is going to be. So one of the things that I'm going to do is obviously sending an email out, letting everybody know exactly what the event is. And that's like a broadcast email. That's something you can do within Mautic as well. But the purpose for these campaigns and things like that, is when you trigger them, you can actually, increase your engagement, increase your subscriber count, make sure that you're ubiquitous across all your platforms. Make sure people know where they are. So you can create these awesome emails, and like you want to check out Fork Block Instagram, you can just click it, and guess what? We're there. And we're working on producing a lot of this content, but the YouTube channel, you want to go to the YouTube and see us. It's going to be able to be right there for you. I want to be able to notify people. These are what emails are useful for. A lot of people do monitor your emails. Emails are one of the most important things in the web today. Obviously, you have like your Twitch and your YouTube and your subscribers, but how do you actually engage with them and bring them off platform, bring them to your site, let them know about different events? It's not always easy to do in different ways. So email marketing is definitely the way to do that. I'm checking out here, just making sure if anybody has any questions, you just ping me. And I see we got Treek Health coming in here. We got a bunch of people. How you doing on the live stream here? We got Facebook. We got everything. So the purpose of Mautic is really to bring your campaigns to the next level. You can imagine that your conversion rate is going to be a lot higher if you have these different user flows. These are what we call funnels. They're super important for conversions. They are good for analytics. You can upload Google Analytics into this, and you would do that basically by going through the dashboard yet again. So let's go close builder, save this. I can go straight to my dashboard, set up the configuration file, and pop in analytics. We can store pixels on our site. So we can integrate this site and this marketing platform with your regular site, just simple pixel installation through Tag Manager or something like that. You basically go here and you go to tracking settings, right? And then you can set your script up in any page and it's going to track it. You can add your Google Analytics ID. You can, upload any type of thing you'd want, right? So these are the assets. These are like any type of files that you would call upon. But it's really good if you're really starting to grow as a business and you wanted to manage this stuff. It's really awesome to be able to scale rapidly. And with the integration of something like Amazon AWS, like I mentioned before, or I'm sorry, SES, Simple Email Service, you can request, tens of thousands of emails coming out. Say your business gets really big. This is infinitely scalable, so you're going to be able to do it. And you can process the cron jobs and everything like that through Mautic, because it is basically an instance of Joomla that's been customized out specifically for your marketing tools. It's a GUI, it's a user interface. We can create new users. If anybody's live right now, I can actually create them a user and they can log in. I could send it to you in DM. But user example, set up a user, set up your marketing team on it, let them get involved in the email, send it over to them, give them a username and a password. No problem. Done. Shoot them an email. Let them know. Now they can manage the emails. You spun this up ASAP. Very easy to do. They have a single interface to be able to, manage all of your contacts with the email. You can aggressively market to your user base, which is really important. There's a lot of things you can do with it. That's pretty much the fastest rundown I've ever done on Mautic or spun it up or anything, but I have a lot of experience with it. I know there's probably a lot of questions, but you can do command line stuff with it too. You could have it hosted as a subdomain. You could, how I have my forkblock.com, then I have a subdomain for info@forkblock or info.forkblock.com. You can do this stuff with your website and change this IP to your name with the command line, change the root URL, and it would basically recognize. So that's pretty much all I have right now on Mautic, but I figured I'd do a quick rundown. If anybody has any questions right now, I'm reading through the chats. Definitely ping me. It's like we got a couple more followers. Nobody's subscribed on Twitch yet. Well, if you guys subscribe on Twitch, if you hit that notification bell, the screen should do something really awesome. I'm hoping so. Because we got, I set up this, as you can see on the top bar there should be a little notification setting if you pop in. Ooh, this music's like a little... What we got? I'll change the music up. Don't forget to join up that Discord. I'm gonna take a 30-second. 30 seconds here. Let me see what we got. Just checking all the comments. If you guys have any questions, definitely ping me right now. So continuing on here, hold on, wait, let me do actually like a roll in. Let's go for it on. Let's just play this real quick. We have a hackathon on the 27th in Raleigh, North Carolina. We'd love to have anybody show up that's interested in blockchain, decentralization, coding in general. Welcome to everybody. Please consider coming out to that. Should be pretty fun. We're going to be doing all kinds of things, Solidity development, whole 9 yards. And if you guys subscribe, we're going to be releasing a re-entrancy attack on Solidity contracts and show you guys how to do that, which is really cool. I know John May's been working on that for a little bit. We should be live streaming, you know, if not tomorrow, then the next day on how to do Solidity re-entrancy attacks, which is really cool. I wanted to take a second and talk about some growth hacking stuff simply because I find it super important. It's the lifeblood of any business. I feel like modern businesses right now is like, do you have an effective marketer or growth hacker on your staff that's going to be able to do this? It's definitely something that everybody should consider. I mean, like having forms, being able to capture these emails and move them through the pipe to get them to your salespeople or whoever you guys are working with is super important. I can't, like, if somebody visits your site and they come on with, you know, whatever reason, they get referred on Twitter or Reddit or whatever type of medium you're getting referrals from, and they just leave without giving you their email, you've completely lost that traffic forever. It's completely useless to you. Having a call to action or something where people can submit their information to you so you can continually market to those people that showed interest is super important. And that's why we're talking about Mautic today. You could use MailChimp rather, or like SendGrid or something like that. But I mean, if you want to get advanced and you want to tie in webhooks and stuff, you're going to have to use something like Zapier. That's another cost. Building this stuff out open source and supporting Mautic is going to add more features for everybody. It's going to let you do a lot more stuff with it. You know, your landing pages could be awesome. You could add your own script into it. And I mean, the ideal scenario in any case is starting from the ground up and building a custom solution for what you need, but that's too much time. Mautic's going to save you a lot of that. Because it is drag and drop, because it has a friendly user interface, because it does a lot of things. It's going to be really beneficial to you and your company if you need email marketing and you want to put the extra effort into it. I'm just combing through these comments, man. If anybody has a question, just pop it in here. I see some people on Periscope watching. How you doing? Welcome. Cyril Morn, welcome. Looks like we got some people on Twitch. What's up, everybody on Twitch? Facebook, we got a couple people watching. And YouTube. So I guess we can move on here. If we want to just build this page out, it's really pretty simple. Just go to that landing page. We can actually just edit this page. And like, let's say we didn't want that form or something else. Like, we can go in here, let's check this image. So this background color, I don't like it. I want to make it blue. And then let's say, okay, let's see what we got here. The one thing I have not figured out personally, and maybe it's because I don't care too much, is actually this section here. It comes preloaded with an image, and I don't know how to remove that image. But I usually do HTML coding, so I'm not usually into that drag and drop type of stuff. But that'd be interesting to see, you know, how somebody might do that. There's probably a real easy way to do it. It's like probably, I mean, if I was gonna do it personally, I would just delete that. I don't know, let's go through here. Let's change this guy. Change him to an avatar icon. Oops, that's not good. Select. Bam, now he's an avatar. Change this guy too. Change him to a Facebook button. Change this one. Real simple stuff. Real simple. Grid items, you can put buttons in here. You can put links to them. So like, let's say we want this grid item here. We want that to be, we'll remove that. Remove that. Let's change this. Let's insert a button, right? That's pretty easy. Go to button. Drag this guy in. Should just let me. There's my button. Go here. Get an image button. Let's just get an image button. Oh, it's fine. Sure. Link address. Copy image address. Let's go in here. Bam. Okay, let's insert a picture. Link. Bam. Insert. And now we got that. Right? Let's just move it over here. Very simply. Add buttons. You obviously can finagle it a little bit, but we could click in here and then insert that image and then do the same thing. It does fight a little bit, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend the drag and drop feature that much for me. I'm sure you can figure it out pretty quickly though. It's like just a matter of aligning stuff and moving things around. What we got going on here? Let's see. Some music. All right, so that's essentially like the whole rundown of Mautic, like from start to finish. Like that's basically how you get it up and running. Like I mentioned, we can talk about how you can spin up an SSL for it, change the domain name to forkblock.com. Talk about a lot of stuff, or like whatever your URL is. You can change anything you want about it, and it's really great for scalability. So I would just keep that in mind, and you know, definitely reach out if you have any questions. Join our Discord; it's right there. Me and Eric are always working on stuff. More than happy to work with people. Check out that hackathon that I mentioned, and that's basically it. I didn't see too many people coming in on Twitch. Maybe it's the time of night, but if you have any questions, definitely subscribe to that channel. Click subscribe, hit that notification button. As Eric would say, ring those bells. And we're going to be here all week doing stuff. So I'll talk to you guys later. Oh yeah. One more thing. We probably will be doing some, some code sessions, like I mentioned, on the reentrancy attack. That's going to be tomorrow. You definitely want to check that out because that's pretty interesting on how cryptocurrency can become vulnerable, specifically in Solidity, when you don't write the code properly. There's the capability to be able to hack a smart contract and keep withdrawing money from an account if they do this incorrectly. So it's something that you should definitely know about. And that's a very interesting segment with John May. I know we've been talking about bringing on a couple different coins. More news on that to come. Probably going to do another interview with Bitcoin Energy coming up and a couple other people that will be attending and sponsoring our hackathon. So I'm very excited about that. definitely register for those hackathons. Just search for us on Eventbrite, Fork Block. You can find those links on our website too, forkblock.com. We're still working on the website a little bit, but it should be done. The new updated version should be up, and right now the one that we have up should suffice to get everybody to the right place. So check out forkblock.com. Definitely subscribe and like to all our channels. Most channels it's just Fork Block. You can just check that out in the search bar, and we should come up with that little blue fork as our logo. So at Fork Block on Twitter, at Fork Block on Instagram, at Fork Block on Facebook. YouTube's the only special one. We don't have the link yet. We're still working on it to make it /Fork Block, but we'll get there soon. So email me if you have any questions, adam@forkblock.com. If you want your code hacked, definitely reach out as well. I will bring my team on, and we will work on that together and go through your documents and evaluate code and kind of work with it and get some community notification. It looks like right now at any given stream we have about 20 to 30 people signing in off across platform, and it's still growing. So depending on the time of day, we'd like to do those earlier in the morning. So definitely let us know, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later.